Okay guys, we're live in 3, 2, I'm kidding, we're already live. What's going on? Reef Fan March here, Fragbox TV. Okay, welcome back to the... Twinkie's out, hold on. ADHD, let's go say hi to our lovely mantis shrimp. What are you doing, buddy? Living life. Screwing stuff up. What's new? What's going on in the shop? I'm going to take you down into the basement. Two big changes. Actually, one big change. Ray is leaving us because he doesn't like us. Bye, Ray. No, Ray wants to become... What are you doing? Electrician?
Yeah, kinda. And then finance after.
What did electricians ever do for us other than all of this? Well, we need electricity. Anyways.
Oh, and UFC.
Oh yeah, and UFC. He's going to become the UFC champion of the world! 3 ICP tests. Why do I have 3? You only need 1 because I'm going to do a video. I'm going to put this one against this one against this one. And then I'm going to report on the results. We will see what our water is really at. We changed salts. This is something I always recommend not doing. So you hear me say on the channel all the time, do as I say, don't do as I do. I say that all the time. If I were to get a shirt made, and on the shirt I'd have a slogan with my silly face, that is the slogan I would put. I would put, do as I say, don't do as I do. I always tell people, don't switch salts, because your tank gets so accustomed and so used to all the parameters in one salt. And if you found a good one and you're on it, just stay with it. So I switched salts. So why? Let me show you why. I was using this, Reef Crystals. Where are you, Reef Crystals? Great salt. Tidal Gardens uses it. Reef Raft, you may know that company. That was around for a long time. I basically modeled how I keep corals based on Reef Raft. And he used Reef Crystals. And I used it for a long, long time. But then I went to frickin' Germany. I met this guy who talked me into Tropic Mare. And then I met this other guy who is spawning Aquapora, and he's using everything Tropic Mare. I can't even keep some of the corals he's spawning alive. This guy is spawning them. He's got them to produce eggs. So I said, you know what? Reef Crystals, you're cheap, you're dirty, you're effective. Look at our bin. It's disgusting. But it works. Like, I haven't cleaned this ever. I don't see the point in cleaning it because it's just going to get caked on and dirty again. This mix is super, super clean. Very expensive. Oh, sorry. It is like 3 times the cost. But anyways, let's see. We'll give it a month. We'll see if there's any noticeable changes. Why do I say don't switch salts? Because it's just kind of a shock for the system. So the way I'm doing it, if you're going to do it like me. I didn't just switch over all in one shot. So what we're doing is we're mixing our salt. We're taking some of our instant ocean, 75-80%, and then some of that. On the next one, we're going to change, 60% of this, 40%, 50-50, if you get what I'm saying. Eventually, we're going to end up changing over the whole system to that. Okay, what am I doing in the basement, and why are there a bunch of crazy, what is going on here with this contraption, this craziness hanging off a piece of plywood? This is what I spent the better half of my day doing, is building a March homemade hybrid Frankenstein light. Why? Because I wanted to incorporate some LEDs. I wanted more spread over this tank. So this is a funny tank here. It's 40 inches from left to right. And should I show you what's inside? Sure. You want to see my hair algae? It's where we typically grow and color up a lot of our nicer acros, like this one here. Oh, boom, Reef Raft. Hello again. Reef Raft Orange Passion. My favorite species of Aquapora of all time. That is it. You're looking at it right now. Behold the beautiful, I think it's a tenuous, green and yellow, orange polyp, then you get that crazy blue base. So we weren't getting full coverage side to side, and I wanted to get more room in here. We have some new acros coming. I'm getting some hair algae, so it was time to change. This tells me probably time to change the bulbs when I start to get some nuisance algae like this. It usually means change the bulbs in this tank. This is a kind of weird one that the fish don't really consume. Only thing I found that eats it are these spiny trocus snails. These ones here, they love it. So all I got to do is every night I grab a handful of them, I throw them on the algae. In the morning, it is gone. So this was before just T5, and we've incorporated a prototype light. You may ask me, what is this one you're running? This is a Reef Casa prototype. It is not available yet. It is 200 watts of power. It's no Wi-Fi. It's simple. It's controlled with a LED thing on the side. But I want to test it for a good amount of time. I want to really, I'm putting my favorite acros, my favorite corals under it. And alongside, I want to use T5 because I really like T5. We're using 6 bulbs, and then we're still using Reef Brights. Why T5s? Look, I'm using T5s over here. I'm using T5s over here, and I'm using T5s over here. They're just not on right now. They're going to come on shortly. For acros, I find that they really give you, let me turn off the flow. I find they give you the best health. So they kind of like wrap around the coral. The way they bounce the light around, because they have a reflector, I find the acros just look a lot healthier. You don't really get the shading that you find with some LED lights. And overall, you get the best color, in my opinion, with T5. And now, T5 LED hybrid, like that's pretty darn good right there. That's about peak or prime color for that piece. Check out the shortcakes over here. They're looking really good too. So the only thing is, I had a ATI. This is actually what I did today is I took my ATI fixture, which is a German-made fixture, exactly like this. It's called a Sun Power. I ripped it all to pieces. I didn't want to show that on camera, but I took the guts out, and then from that, I mounted it to this board and made this very janky looking, crazy monstrosity of a light. But I'm getting really, really even par throughout the tank. I'm getting about 250 across the whole thing, which is exactly what I want for acros. I'm going to throw a ton more flow into here, so Tun's wave pumps on this side and Siche pumps on this side, and just have ridiculous flow. If you ever want to check out how strong your light is and you don't feel like just guessing, you can rent this from us. You can go and buy one. They're quite expensive. They're like $500-600, but this will tell you how strong your light is, how much par it's putting out. You can rent it on our site. If you're in Canada, we'll even ship it to you. Then when you ship it back, you get your deposit back. It's a $400 deposit, but without this, you're really just guessing. So it's a really useful tool to figure out how strong your light is and what you want to set it at. So this is very hard to do with one hand, but I'll try and just give you a quick little demonstration. I've done many videos on this in the past. You can see right there, and then we get a reading. And then I know that that is really good for acro. They want a lot of light, and not so good for soft corals. So I would be burning most soft corals. So I have to take out all these mushrooms that I've been hoarding here in the corner. The zoas, clove polyps, definitely this is going to be too much light for them. So really useful tool for setting your light. So why do I have this tank set up down here? It's kind of like my hoarding tank, so I found that customers really don't want to hear things are not for sale. So I want everything upstairs to be for sale except for the display tanks, unfortunately. And then I have my little laboratory down here where I can collect, I can farm, I can frag, I can experiment, we can have overstock. You see, sometimes we want to just let stuff grow out a little bit longer, so it just gives us the space and the room to do that. And this tank is really for Acropora. It's fed through our sump, so I have one of our pumps down here, Jabao DCP 20,000, great return pump, and it shoots up and then it just tees off, so it's just feeding continuously, and it's just part of what we call our main system here in the shop. So my job today is going to be to go through here. I actually get quite a bit of satisfaction from cleaning algae. I know it sounds weird, something I maybe should just give to the staff, but it just puts me in sort of like a zen meditative state. I just enjoy cleaning. I like the feeling of just cleaning up the tank. We're going to get it organized, we're going to get the pumps on, and then we're going to give this bad boy some time to really dial in and see how everything's going to look. I'm pretty impressed with the light so far. Why are we coming out with a powerful light like this? Because I just want there to be an alternative to, I love radions. They're all throughout the shop. I'm using them everywhere. I love hydras. I'm using those. Neptune Sky. These are all great lights. They all are around $1,000. Sorry, 1,400 Canadian plus tax. That's without the mounting system. So it's quite expensive. And I just want something a little bit more affordable, easy to use, powerful for people that want to get in the hobby. Maybe you want to set up a 60 or 80 gallon, but you don't want to drop $3,000 to $4,000 on lights. This is hopefully going to come in and sort of fill that gap in the market. And one more thing, why I went with wood, because we're so tight here in the store, I want shelving. So I'm going to use this to store some of our frag racks, and before, the way it was set up, I guess I was sort of using it. That's the nice thing about these sun powers. We use it as a shelf, so it doubles as a light, and then you see over there, we really take advantage of every square inch. Look at that. We even have heaters like going right up into the ceiling of the store because it's small. It's a really small shop. So sometimes I feel like we're in a little store in Japan. I want to squeeze as much as I can. I don't want to move from this location. I put so much time into it. I know that one day it's going to happen, or I feel like one day, but I pray almost every day that, God, give me another 5 or 10 years here. Please, I don't want to move. This would not be fun at all. But at the same time, if I had to, I would do just about everything different. Okay, and that's it. I'm going to get to cleaning. I wanted to show you that we are not perfect. We run into algae problems. We kill coral sometimes too. It's part of the hobby. It's part of the love and joy that is this thing, and don't get discouraged if you get algae. And that's it. I'll leave you with that. I'll see you back here hopefully on the next episode of Frankbox TV. Bye for now.